Hi, MAGA Hat Monday. And if you're gonna nominate Lauryn Hill, first consider Susie Sue.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about the gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
MC Too Tall Show with your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host, the master of sound quality, MC Too Tall. All right, there's been some talk with this major attack on the mullahs and taking out the Ayatollah, that all of a sudden the Middle East is going to be destabilized. I feel there are people who yearn for freedom, that want freedom, that are going to handle it a little bit differently than in Iraq. Iraq became this hotbed for terrorism. And yes, that was an unnecessary destabilization of the region by removing Saddam Hussein the way George Bush did. And let me just say this. Donald Trump did not do the thing that he criticized George Bush for doing. Donald Trump is not a hypocrite. I voted for Donald Trump 3 times. I voted for him 3 times. There will not be a 4th time. He's not running again in 2028. That goes to either J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio. A lot of people say Marco Rubio, but we're going by marketability. And as much more qualified Marco Rubio may be, J.D. Vance is more marketable, with Rubio possibly being somewhere in the mix as part of the Vance administration. That's my opinion. But Donald Trump is not going back on his word on anything that he's ever said. He hasn't done it before. I don't foresee him ever doing that for the remainder of the time that he is president, which will be all the way up until January 20th, 2029. So as far as the skepticism goes, have faith in your president. Don't be one of those people that got sick and tired of Joe Biden, sick and tired of Kamala Harris, voted for Trump, and now all of a sudden start having wishes that you voted for Kamala Harris. Don't be one of those people. Anybody that says, I wish I voted for Kamala instead of Donald Trump, well, those people, they were never part of the team anyway. And there are people that say Donald Trump might be going too soft. There's a certain way Trump has to go about things. I will say this. I will critique Trump on this. He's not the best judge of character when it comes to keeping people close to him. He's improved, but I don't get his endorsement of Lindsey Graham, who should have retired. It was to my understanding that he had retired before Mitch McConnell, but apparently he didn't, and he's running again, and Trump endorsed him. Now, John Cornyn is in trouble, and we gotta see. We gotta get the Ken Paxton endorsement. Although I do like Wesley Hunt as well, but I hope Hunt and Paxton don't sling mud at each other. That would not be a good look for the party. I'm all for healthy debate, but I'm against dirty, filthy infighting. But anyway, getting back to this decision that Donald Trump made, it was a good decision because think of all those proxies that have happened in the past due to the Ayatollah. So this guy is supposed to be a religious leader, and instead of peace, which most religions preach about, he wants to bring about death and the spread of Islam. And you're supposed to convert people by persuasion, and that persuasion is not supposed to include intimidation tactics and killing people and death and carnage. It's not supposed to include things like that. And yes, even doing that on behalf of Christianity is wrong. It contradicts the whole premise and purpose of Christianity. So I don't condone any of that. I do condone defending yourself, which is what a lot of Christians in the past have done, and it was often misconstrued as the spread of a religion through violence. And that was not the case in most of these cases. Most of them. But yeah, the Ayatollah needed to be taken out, removed from power one way or another. And that's pretty much what happened. So, Donald Trump, in a nutshell, I will say again, is different from George Bush. He's different. Trump is different. He's different. Trump is different. I should write a rap song about that. But anyway, this is potentially brighter day for the Iranian people. Now, I'm sure with our intelligence agencies, there's a U.S.-friendly leader that could be put into place. You might call it a puppet leader, but if it benefits the U.S., let's not worry about that. The guy shopping for vegetables on a chilly March morning right now shouldn't be worried about whether or not the next leader of Iran is going to be a U.S.-friendly puppet leader. If anything, they should look at their fruits and vegetables and say, hey, these are coming down in price. If it's got something to do with that, more power to them. America's interests should be prioritized by the American government. Thinking of not the American government, but the American citizen. And that's where the problem lies with the left. They want to line their pockets. They want to do everything they accused the right of being. They're the greedy bastards. They're the racists. They're the warmongers. And you're going to see this isn't going to be some 20-year war. This isn't going to be something where we're going to have decades of U.S. presence there or U.S. military presence there. No boots on the ground so far. No boots on the ground. So Trump despises war. He really does. And he's going to try everything he can to avoid putting boots on the ground. If it happens that way, it's because he was left with no other choice. And here we are today. Here we are. So I would just recommend to people who are a little queasy about the situation, just have a little faith. Prices are coming down. Wages are going up. People's 401ks are improving. We're getting to where we're getting back to pre-pandemic days, but it's a slow process because it takes a lot less time to destroy something than it does to rebuild it. And that's what Donald Trump is doing. He's doing the real Build Back Better. What the hell did Joe Biden build? More animosity between people. An open border. Death and destruction at the hands of illegal trespassers due to that open border. The death of Laken Riley, Rachel Morin, Jocelyn Nungary, and literally hundreds of others because of the Democrats. Crime runs rampant because of the Democrats, and crime is actually going down nationwide. The national statistics for crime is actually going down. It's going up in a lot of these blue cities, but it's coming down on the national scale because of Donald Trump. And the sooner these unvetted residents go back to where they came from, or just, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. As long as they're back out of the country, wherever they may go, that'll open up the job market even more. That'll raise employment, which will, of course, bring down unemployment. And we could see some brighter days. Any sort of black stain on this second round of Donald Trump is caused by the Democrats. It's not Donald Trump's doing. The pandemic, Donald Trump had a hand in his own, his own doing in. He did have a hand in that because he made the same mistake Ronald Reagan made, trusting one individual named Dr. Fauci. Same person Ronald Reagan trusted during the AIDS epidemic. So that is on Donald Trump. But this time around, no pandemic, no problems that we could say is directly Donald Trump's fault. Not in my opinion, not in my view. So have a little faith and just stay strong, and we are going to have a better America because of the single greatest president of the 21st century, Donald Trump. Respect God. Watch out for the Illuminati. Don't be gross. Stay strong. Keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building, MC Too Tall. Be good.